see you today. I hope that you are off to a great Monday and that you had a fabulous weekend. I'm very excited to be stamping with you today. We had a good weekend. Interesting. I am just getting my Stampin' Lips on so that we can make some awesome cards today. I have still not 100% gotten my voice back because Carl had a meet last Thursday, and let's just say Mama left it all out on the field, and I kind of screamed like crazy loud. So that was fun. And I think like several people are always asking, who's Carl? Because his mom is, I guess you could say, an aggressive cheerleader. I like to say that my son can hear my voice anywhere on a 5K course, and I'm pretty proud of that. So anyway, I was really bad on Friday. Like my voice was really bad. Today it's not too awful, but anyway, so it's a great day to be here because I have a prize to give away. I've got a bundle that I'm going to give away today for my card challenge that I had posted 2 weeks ago. Bye. Have a good night. And so I've got I've got tickets for that. So we'll do a drawing for that in just a little bit. And then I've got some great projects to share with you. I'm actually really excited about them. Not that I'm not always excited about what I make, but these cards are pretty awesome. So I think you're going to be excited as well. At least I hope you are. And then I've also got some new classes. In fact, hold on really quick. I'm going to grab something out of my printer. I think my printer might be dying because everything is printing with a big yellow hue on it, and it's kind of awful, which makes me sad. But honestly, I've had the thing for like 5 years, and I believe I print above normal numbers of prints. So, or whatever you call, what do you call it? Like sheets. That's it, sheets. Oh boy. So anyway, well, it is so great to see you guys today. I'm trying to think if I have any good stories for you to tell. I must have something from this weekend, you would think. We went to our boat. We have a cabin and a boat, and it was super hot on Saturday, and we didn't get there until a little later in the afternoon. And so we were like sweating buckets on Saturday, and I thought it was supposed to be super hot on Sunday. So Sunday we're all raring to go for a great day on the river, and it was freezing. Well, okay, freezing is a little extreme, but it was super cold. Like it was 68, but then it was windy, and when you're on the water and it's cool, it's even cooler. And so we're all like huddled under towels, and I had to laugh because my husband was wearing shorts and a t-shirt, and I could see that he was cold because he had goosebumps on his arms, and I asked him if he wanted a towel, and he was like, no. And I'm like, okay, you just keep that macho whatever going. So anyway, so we bailed out a little early and came home, and by the time we got home, it was 90 degrees out. Oh well, but we had a great time. At least I did. I'm pretty sure Carl would not have agreed, but whatever. And someone just asked how he did at his meet. He did really well. He's still not happy with his run, but he improved his time like by 20 seconds, which is pretty good. And it was a good course. But I posted some pictures of it, and they literally run through a cornfield. So one of my team members said, "Oh my gosh, could you be any more Iowa in this picture?" And that is pretty true. It was very Iowa. But it's actually one of my favorite races. And then the best part was we met my good friend Kelly McCauley afterwards and her husband for dinner. And Ella came because it's pretty close to where she lives. So Andy and I drove 5 hours to watch Carl run for 19 minutes and 28 seconds. So yeah, the things we do for our kids. So he was really sweet though. He seemed pretty grateful after he was done being grumpy. But we were excited. His coach seemed excited, so I don't know. But I have to laugh. These these races we will drive pretty far to watch him run for not terribly long. That's why I gotta cheer like while I can. So I feel like maybe I need to do some voice exercises. Luckily, his meet this weekend isn't until Saturday this week. It's not till Saturday, so I should be okay. All right. So, oh, one other exciting thing. My husband started a new job this today. It has been 13 months. And so we're very excited that he is here working at home. And I'm excited because we get a puppy in like 3 weeks, maybe not even. I think it's 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, like 3 weeks and 6 days. No, 2 weeks and 6 days. I don't know. It's coming right up. So we're really excited about that. I'm a little nervous, like I said, because he went back to work, but luckily he's working from home for now. So that will be fine. I had to giggle because he was doing like just like orientation stuff today. So he's not been doing like work things. So anyway, it was exciting though that he has a job again. We're very excited. And during his lunch break, he came and cut paper for me. So that was nice. So I told him, I was like, "You're going to still cut paper for me, right?" He said yes. Was the puppy contingent upon Andy going back to work? No. The puppy was asked for the day after Sophie died. She died on Christmas Day, and literally the next day I mailed a check to the breeder we got Sophie from, and we've been on the waiting list ever since. And as it turns out, during COVID, like a lot of people have been getting dogs, and so I wanted to wait. And I really love the breeder, is such a sweet lady. She does all of this out of her house. So it's not like a puppy mill or anything like that. And I know y'all are going to tell me I should adopt, but I'm sorry. I'm not a dog lover. I don't like dogs like at all. I liked my dog. And so I like this lady because her dogs are very calm and sweet. And that's what I want. Like literally, Sophie would bark once a week. That's all. And so that was really important to me. And again, because I don't like dogs, I wanted to make sure that I could train my dog as a puppy and all of that good stuff. So I did have a problem with people commenting that I should adopt. And well, I appreciate adopting dogs. That's just not for me. So there. Someone said that's about the average amount of time to find a position at his level. Actually, it was waiting out the non-compete. That's what we've been waiting for. So now that that is done, okay. Then, oh, the name of our dog. Yes, we do have a name. It is, I don't know, should I say it? I'm not sure. Maybe I should do, well, I don't know if I've told anybody yet or not. We do have a name. I guess I can say, it's gonna be Isabel, and so Sophie was the name of Carl if Carl would have been a girl. And so I really wanted Sophie. And so I love that. And oh my gosh, I know I'm gonna call this new dog Sophie too. Oh, heaven help me. Anyway, so Izzy is the name Andy wanted for Sophie, or Isabel, and I think he wanted to call her Bella, but that makes me think of Twilight, and I just can't go there. So anyway, I decided Izzy would be great because then it could still be Isabella, but Izzy and not Bella. There you go. So that's how we came up with that name. And I'm trying to remember if it was a boy. What did the kids had a name for the boy, and I can't remember what that was now, because really I was fine-tuned on Izzy. So, and then the other thing is Ella, my daughter Ella, you remember her? Yeah, she was going to she is going to come home for the dog. Like nothing else, just the dog. So that's cracking me up. Izzy from Grey's Anatomy. Oh yeah, but I don't know. I don't think of that as much. I just maybe because Bella is kind of cringy. I mean Twilight Bella. Oh Fran, your mom's name was Sophie. That's so sweet. You know, I just loved Sophie. Bless her heart. We miss her so much. So we're really, really excited to get this puppy, but I'm also a little nervous because it's like being a parent again. Or, you know, because this dog's going to train us. And also, I'm not entirely sure where we're going to put her to begin with. And I do believe I will have to spend some time upstairs, not down here, while we get used to it. Because let's just be honest, if she came into my office, bad things would happen. It's not puppy proof in here. Oh my gosh, Whitney actually was like, I'm really nervous for you. So I think we'll be getting some gates. It'll all work out, I know. I can't wait till Carl like leaves stuff out and the dog eats Carl's stuff because I know that's gonna happen. He'll learn, I hope. Anyway, so yeah, so that's all happening. And then, oh, one other thing. So there was this football game this weekend. I don't know if you heard about it because it was kind of a big deal. Maybe it's only a big deal in Iowa, but it was the Iowa versus Iowa State football game. And so it's a really big thing. Actually, I should post a picture. I have a picture of the like the parking lot, like not a satellite, oh my gosh, like a drone picture above the stadium and all of the parking. It's crazy. It's like humongous. And did we go? Yeah, I think students were scalping their tickets for like $200 or $300 a piece. No, we did not go. My daughter didn't even go. I think she went to the tailgating for a little bit, but it was really crazy there. And so they put out signs everywhere, like both on campus, like out their windows and stuff as well. And I won't even tell you some of the sign names because, oh my gosh, there's like, they're pretty bad, like wildly inappropriate. But then there were some names that were posted on like on signs, you know, for like, because ESPN was there. Oh, Ella did see Ashton Kutcher because he was there for the game. Hi. And so she was kind of excited about that. He apparently rode in on a combine.
Yeah, he's an Iowa boy.
Yeah, he is an Iowa boy. He's from Cedar Rapids, which is an hour from here. But I'm trying to find, there's a couple of really funny signs. One was, why did the Hawkeye cross the road? Because it was too hard to get to the goal line. That one was a little funnier before they lost because the Hawkeyes won the game. So anyway, have I done crafting or have you missed something? Have you done crafting yet or have I missed something? Nope, Cheryl, we're just chit-chatting because that's what we do at the beginning. To give people a chance to get on, and then we're going to start here in just a moment. And then I'm trying to find the other one. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure where it went. But anyway, so the smack talk was pretty good.
Smack talk is always good.
Oh, yeah. College smack talk. Yeah. You know, because they really have some time to think through it.
Hawkeyes Hawkeye fans and Iowa State fans are friends for 364 days. That's it. Only 364 days.
Yeah.
Just one day of the
Just
year.
the one day.
Just the one day we don't
But
like
then,
each
like,
other.
I saw a really sweet thing about, I saw a really sweet story about this guy who I think was a veteran.
Oh, did you watch the 30 for 30 beforehand? Always make you cry on ESPN.
No.
Oh,
No.
there was a good story before the game.
Well, there were Iowa State guys carrying his wheelchair upstairs.
Oh yeah, that happened a few years ago.
Oh, that was like
it was like an, or was it?
Oh, I thought it was this weekend.
There was an older one that had happened before.
Yeah.
Just all around,
And then
Iowa people are good people.
They are.
We're Iowa nice.
Then there was a story about the stadium that they play at, how it was named, which I did not know until today. And it's called Jack Trice Stadium, and they changed the name. I want to say it was 1989. And I am gonna just tell you the story because it's pretty cool, and it made me another proud part of being being an Iowan, I guess. So the stadium, sorry, I'm trying to find it quick. Oh, where'd it go? So the stadium is named after Jack Trice, and Jack Trice, as it turns out, was a student in 1923. He was the first Black athlete at Iowa State, and he played in his very first game against the University of Minnesota in Minnesota, and he actually died because of injuries that he sustained during that game. And I had no idea about that at all, but I was like, wow, it was really pretty cool. But let me just read this to you. Well, actually, so he wrote a little letter about right before his first game, and he talked about how he wanted to do his best and throw his body and soul into the game, blah, 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 blah. You know, he had this whole thing. But he broke his collarbone, and he wanted to continue playing during the game, even though he said he was fine, even though he really wasn't. And then he went to the hospital. The hospital declared him fit to travel. He came back to Ames by train and died a couple days later. He died because he had hemorrhaged lungs and internal bleeding from his broken collarbone. Anyway, so then Iowa State would not play with Minnesota for 66 years after that because I think they were questioning what treatment he received when he was in Minnesota. And I'll just say I was born in Minnesota and now I live in Iowa. So interesting. Anyway, so in 1989, in 1987, the student body elected to have the stadium named after him. So I thought that was really cool. So, okay, I'm done talking. Now I think it's time to stamp. So let me quick check all the questions here. Oh, Sophie is a golden retriever and a really light colored one from like a European line of dogs. She's not like coming from Europe. It's just the breeder has European ones and they're really light, like almost white in color. Her mom and dad both are super light colored, which is pretty cool. And then I also loved how calm that particular like breed is. So yeah. So anyway, that story about Jack Trice was really kind of a nice one to hear. So anyway, oh my gosh. Well, Sophie was the same too, but Izzy, oh, I'm doomed. What am I going to do, you guys? It's gonna be like when you call your kid the wrong name. Help me. Anywho, maybe I will have to start putting, it's like swear jar if I call my dog the wrong name. Oh, Lordy. Okay, so I think it's time to start stamping. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk quite for this long, but you know, sometimes you just got to talk about stories. All right, well, that's how I roll anyway. Okay. And apparently there's something going on with Penn State. I have no idea. Yeah. I'm not sure what is. There's people talking about Penn State in the background or something. Oh, it sounds like they just won. All right. So anyway, all right, I'm going to flip my camera. Okay. Oh, nope, too far. Oh, there we go. See, that's too far because then you can see the stuff on my desk. But I've got all these tickets because we're going to do a drawing at the end. And then I've got some great projects for you today. So we're going to get started stamping with our projects. Let me get rid of these tickets. And then we'll do, I'll talk about my upcoming classes. Also, tomorrow is game night. It kicks off with mystery stamping tonight. So if you're not registered, you can get registered. There's a link in the description of this video. So just click the little arrow or see more or whatever. And you'll be able to check that out. And then also, as I mentioned, we'll do the drawing. So yeah, I've got some kind of announcements about my upcoming stuff. I'll do that at the end of our video since we kind of chit-chatted a lot already. But by the way, the game nights are like, this month's projects are really fabulous. I'm very excited about them, like very excited. Okay. All right. So today, we're going to make some fun cards. I had a couple of requests that I was excited to be able to honor. But first, I wanted to show you a card that I was inspired to make for after a project I saw from another demonstrator. Her name is Susan Wong. She is a demonstrator in the South Pacific. I think she's from New Zealand, I'm pretty sure. And she is an amazing stamper. And so I just wanted to kind of case her card and make my own version of it. So, all right, so I'm going to start with some Coastal Cabana. I mean, hello. And I've got a piece of the beautifully penned DSP. This is our celebration DSP that you can still get. And so I'm going to use my blending brush and we're just going to do a little circle. Actually, I'm going to add, I've got my grid paper here. Okay, so I'm going to color right on this DSP. So the reason I wanted to do this was in part a video I did last week that's on my channel showed how I stamped on some DSP, and it was a really pretty wreath card. And I had several comments on that, like, oh, I forgot about, stamping on DSP. And yes, you can, but we kind of forget about it sometimes. Okay, so I'm just putting a little bit of color down to kind of add some fun to this panel of DSP. So there we go. What is the drawing for? It's for a card challenge I had posted 2 weeks ago in my Stamping of the Creativity. Kate. Oh, Tina's asking, are any of the celebration items on low inventory? That's a good question. I don't believe so. I was just looking. Let's see. I can tell you that really quick here. That's a good question. 1 second. Oh, by the way, this is my new phone. I got to keep my old phone, which I'm pretty excited about because it's good to have a backup in my line of work. Okay, inventory status report. Let's see. No, I do not see any celebration items in low inventory. So that is good news. Yay. That's as of right now. So there you go. Okay. Okay, so now I also have, and I did this part ahead of time just to save a little time, die cut. I've stamped and die cut the butterfly from Butterfly Brilliance. So that's this butterfly. And we're going to color this in with some Stampin' Blends. So I'm going to use Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, and Night of Navy to color in my butterfly. And I'm going to start kind of with the darkest colors first in the center, and then we'll kind of work out from there. I love doing coloring with Stampin' Blends because I just think it's so pretty. And then we're going to embellish this card a little bit. So I'm just putting some of the darkest colors down like this. We'll blend things out a little bit. And I don't have a huge rhyme or reason to what I'm doing, just coloring a little. Okay, then we'll do the light. Whenever I color with my Stampin' Blends, I do like using the dark color first and then blending to the lighter color. Somebody asked a question about their game night registration. I will double check. I don't know off the top of my head, Jan, so I'll double check. But if you qualify, you'll get contacted. So yeah, don't worry. Okay. There we go. Then we're going to go to our next darkest, which is Bermuda Bay. And I'm just going to kind of add in some color like that. Ooh, I forgot to blend this out with my light. I'm really not thinking this through. I could have strategically colored this a lot better. Oh well. I'm just so excited about the card. It'll be okay. So one thing I think too, when we're coloring with Stampin' Blend, sometimes we forget that we can, like, see right here, I wanted this to be all light and I messed that up a little. Let me see if I can grab my color lifter. Okay, let's see if I can get the color out of here. Ooh, it does a pretty good job. Not bad. All right, so then we're gonna add some light Bermuda Bay. So we did the dark. Now we're gonna kind of add some light to this. Okay, we're getting there. All right, almost done. Let's see. I'm gonna put some of this is light Bermuda Bay, and then we'll continue to blend that with our Pool Party. So I'm gonna do my dark Pool Party next. So I'm again going from darkest to lightest colors. We're just kind of coming in on things. But I do like to go over some of the darker areas with this lighter color because that kind of helps blend everything. So it's nice, a nice smooth transition. And then we'll finish it up with our light pool party, which we'll do right here and right here. And again, I'm going over that area. Okay, so you kind of keep going till you're happy with the blending. I feel like this needs a little more dark on this end there. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I like having the lighter center of the body and then these two little light sections and then a couple light spots there. So yeah, the sound of the tip of the pen gives you the willies. Actually, for whatever reason, I like that sound, but I understand. Okay, now what I love is that it's going to really pop on this area that we kind of added the color with the blending brush. So I love that part. All right, so next what I want to do is take and add some clear wink Stella, because I think we can all agree that butterfly wings definitely need some Stella on them. So clear wink Stella is one of my faves to add a little bit of shimmer. And a couple tips for you with clear wink Stella. I store my Stella upside down in my little jar of pens and whatnot on my desk. And I find that keeps, the liquid at the tip of the container. And also, Stella can be used for a long time. So for instance, what I like to do is undo this, okay? And this is a little messy, but I'm gonna show you. So if you take this, and by the way, take your pick tool is really handy for this. You can pop this little thing up, and then when you look on here, you can see there's like shimmer kind of crusted on here. Okay, so let me show you what I do with that. So first of all, I have this pipette. Don't even ask me where I got it because I couldn't even tell you. But I'm going to take some 70% isopropyl. This is the alcohol you use not for the blending technique with Stampin' Blends. This is for Wink Stella. Okay, so I'm going to squeeze up a little bit of this in my pipette, and it really does help to have something like this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of let that go down. And you can see it's sort of rinsing off the shimmer. And know that I haven't put much in here, but it does not take a lot to fill your container back up. All right, so then I'm just going to push that back down in there, and I will get a little shimmer on myself. That's okay. I'm going to sparkle for the rest of the day. There are worse things that could be on my hands. All right, and then I'll screw that back in, give it a shake, and it's good to go. Okay, now I have a newer one. I swear I just took that out. No. I have a newer one that this needs to be done to. Oh, here it is. Okay, so once again, we'll pop this out. If you've never done it before, sometimes it takes a little extra effort. And this one, you'll probably really see how it's crusted on there. Like, look at all that shimmer. So once again, we're just going to carefully, I'm not really even squeezing. It's just kind of coming out of this pipette. And then you want it to go down in the container. Make sure, I would say, if you're doing this, have a scrap paper or something to catch any of the overflow that you may end up with. But when you do this, you can extend the life of your Stella by a bit, which is nice. So then I shake it up. And then if you look in there, you can see it's filled. I don't know if you can see this in the light, but it's filled about halfway. And this one is about halfway as well. So it's like you get 50% more use out of your Stella. Who doesn't like that? Okay, so there you go. Where did I get the alcohol from? probably Target or, wherever you get stuff. It's in the first aid section. Now, if you want to do the blending technique with Stampin' Blends, that's like that different technique. I've done it before. It's just been a little while. That that is 91 or even higher if you can find it. This is for something else, but you have to know, do not use this for your Stella because it'll make it clump. You want the lower percentage. So I have both of these in my stamp area, but they're used for different things. Okay, so this is for the Stampin' Blend technique, the alcohol markers. This is for shimmer, okay? And actually, I could even write that on here. So this is for the shimmer paint or Winkostella. This is for blending. Let's see, Stampin' Blends techniques. Okay. So there really is a difference. You might think it's no big deal, but it actually really does make a huge difference. This will not work on this technique, and this will not work for this. So there you go. Okay. Next up, and look at this. It did totally spill. Oh, that's awesome. I now have rubbing alcohol all over my life. It's okay. It was worth the sacrifice for you. You live one county over from the moonshine capital of the world. Would that work? Probably for the Stampin' Blends technique, yeah. Because you want as high a concentration as you can get. I have no idea. All right. There we go. Okay. So let's put, oh, I got some on my card. Now, the good thing is about rubbing alcohol is it dries quickly. So that's good. All right. So let's finish this card up. So I'm going to take and put on here, I'm going to put my butterfly on with some dimensionals. And then I also wanted to add, you know what I think I might use is we have this, this cool mesh ribbon. This is in our holiday catalog, the July to December catalog, metallic mesh ribbon. And I'm just going to put like a little hunk of it on here. Like so. There we go. And, I'll put a little seal down, but you probably don't really even need anything because it'll stick with just the dimensionals I've got here on my butterfly. But it just adds a little shimmery touch to this, which is kind of fun. Okay, and look, that is almost dry now, so that's good news too. And then we're going to do a background. I'm trying to decide what color. That's Coastal Cabana, but I might go with the richer. Well, actually, I know what I can do. Let's give this a little trim. So right now, my DSP is 4 by 5 1/4, but I'm going to make this panel 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to trim this ever so slightly to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then that will give me just a little skinny border so that I can have a pop of color on here like that. So that looks good. Turn that around a little bit. And then we'll put it on our card. Okay, so since that's bumpy, I'll put my adhesive on the Bermuda panel. And then we'll put this on our Coastal Cabana card base. Like so. And then to finish this off, I'm going to take a little skinny strip. I think I have this as a scrap left over from trimming cardstock, and I've got a sentiment. Now, my sentiment comes from a little bit of an unlikely place. It's from the Friends Are Like Seashells. There's some really great stamps, sentiments in this set. So I pulled out this "I'm so happy I found you," and I just thought that was nice. Who wouldn't be excited to get a card that said that? So we'll stamp that in some Bermuda Bay ink. And this is just a really skinny strip that I happen to have. You can also just trim your cardstock down a little bit too if necessary. And let's see. My eye didn't stamp so hot, so let's fix that a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to use a Bermuda Bay Stampin' Right marker to kind of fix that eye, and that looks a little better now. So the fine tip of our markers are handy, aren't they? Okay, now I'm just going to put this across here, and I'm going to trim it out pretty tight to the words just because it will show off a little bit more my butterfly if I do that. Okay. And then likewise, I'll pop this up onto my card, and I'm going to use a little bit of my edge piece from my dimensional sheet to put that down. Oh, these are going to show a little, so let's see if we can kind of snip them, those little points off. No one will know. Okay. We'll just add that right there. And isn't that a fun card? You could add some embellishments to this if you want, but I think it's just fun for, you know, with this metallic paper. So yeah. Which color is closer to the cardstock and ink, the dark blends or the light blends? I think it really depends on each set of blends. They're all a little different. So I can't answer that. I haven't done the research either, so I'm not sure. Okay. All right, so there you go. And actually, let me see if I can pull up the card. I might have the card handy that I got the idea for this one from. I mentioned this was Susan Wong's card. And, okay, well, I'm having trouble bringing it up. Let's see here. Ah, here we go. So this was Susan's card that she did. So you can see where I got the idea from. I kind of changed it up to make it my own. So there you go. Okay. My next card was actually a really awesome card from a really, really awesome set. This is from the Nature's Harvest bundle. And this was a card or a request from a few people. And so I'm excited to share this with you because this is probably one of my favorite sets for sure out of the new catalog. So I wanted to do kind of I don't know. Well, you know, the thing is whenever you have DSP that goes with a bundle, oftentimes we get kind of stuck with the colors that are in that bundle of DSP. I think I've talked about this before. And so I like to step out of those colors a little bit. Now this one is actually from this color is in that DSP, but I'm going to add totally different colors to it to make it my own. So I thought I would pull in some of this. I think this is called Nature's Beauty. Ooh, never mind. Hold on. Let me look. I've got the package right here. It's this DSP. It is called Beauty of the Earth. I was close. And by close, not at all, but Beauty of the Earth DSP. And so I've been itching to use this piece. This has got some cinnamon cider, some Mary Merlot, some Misty Moonlight / maybe Night of Navy, kind of depending on how you feel about it. And some early espresso colors in here. So there's a bunch of different colors kind of at play. So I decided to use that. So I've die cut this little piece out of the Mary Merlot layer that I'm going to use. So I'm going to actually put my cardstock over this, but I die cut this out of the center. Okay. And then it's going to go on my Misty Moonlight card base. So we're going to kind of set that aside for a moment. I've also die cut out of my gold and rose gold specialty paper. This is in the annual catalog. This is 6x6 paper. I've used this before on lives fairly recently even. And I will just say, you might be getting some of this in your goodie bag if you're registered for game night. Just saying. If you're not, you totally should be registered for game night because it's going to be amazing. Okay, so I did this little branchy thing out of that. Okay, gold. So that'll add a fun little touch. And what I want to do now is stamp on a scrap of white the big image from this stamp set, which I, of course, have somewhere here. There we go. Now you can, you kind of need a big block for this stamp. If you don't like using bigger blocks, you can use Stamparatus and stamp it that way. That works really well. Okay, so I'm going to stamp this in some early espresso ink. And then I'm going to color it in with my Stampin' Blends because I can do that. Okay, so there we go. Now, one thing I will tell you is early espresso ink, for whatever reason, doesn't dry super quick. So I'm going to help it along here just a minute. This is like my fave, double fave. It's also what we're using for my first month of Sunshine and Creativity Delivered boxes, which are going out the day after tomorrow. So I'm very excited about that. Okay, so we've got this, and now we're going to color this in with some Stampin' Blends. And I want to use for this a couple of colors. We're going to kind of make up our own, really. I'm going to use some Cherry Cobbler to kind of mimic the Mary Merlot. And you might notice we don't have blends for every single Stampin' Up! Color. And part of the reason why that is because it is often challenging to get shades to represent every single color that are unique. So for instance, there's a lot of crossover in, say, the yellows. And so that's why we don't have blends in every single color. Okay. And I would say this is probably another one of those where we don't have the right colors for every single one of them. Okay, so I believe this is a Black-Eyed Susan, but it also could be, I want to say Echinacea. Is that right? I know somebody out here knows this. I am not good with the names of plants, despite the fact that I have a degree in biology. Shh, don't tell anybody. Plants were not my strong suit. I didn't really care for botany all that much. Though I did have a crush on my lab assistant. So, that's funny. I just thought I'd share that. That's probably why I didn't do super great in the class. I didn't pay enough attention. But that was a long time ago. Oh, so, yeah, cone flowers. I've heard that too. You can see I'm not very well versed in this. Okay. Now I'm going to kind of finish this off with a little lighter, but sort of different color. And that would be, let's see, Calypso Coral. So just on the tips of these, you can see I'm putting a little bit on here. So that's going to take my really really cool color of Cherry Cobbler and warm it up a little bit on here, which is going to kind of match my paper in that Mary Merlot color. I shouldn't have gone quite to the tips of these, but you get the idea. So we've got that, and you don't really see it unless you're right up close. See how that kind of got warmed up a little? All right, and then last but not least, I'm going to take some cinnamon cider and some old olive to color the rest. So I've got my dark cinnamon cider for the centers of these cone flowers. And I'm going to kind of do that area right there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be that color or not, but we're doing it. In my world, it can be whatever color I want. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I do think this is really pretty. Hopefully you do too. Gosh, I've been using lots of blends today. Okay, so we'll do our old olive. And like always, I'm going to put some dark down, and then we'll add the light in a little bit. This is just like the best. Now, if you are waiting to get into my Sunshine and Creativity to Go, or Sunshine and Creativity Delivered subscription club, you can register. I'm opening up some more spots for our next box, which is going to be focused on the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. Now, if you don't have that bundle, you can certainly order it, or you can use another leaf set. If you have, chances are you might have another leaf set. You can certainly substitute other leaf sets, but I'm very excited. We've already been working on the next box, so it's going to be so much fun. I do have a link to get registered, and the spaces are very limited. So if you're interested in that, you can get in on it. If you're already a subscriber, you do not need to subscribe again. So don't worry. Okay, so there we go. Isn't that pretty? I think that looks pretty good. Good job, Dina. Sometimes you got to give yourself some affirmations, right? Okay, so I'm going to take the die in this set and cut this out in my machine. Okay, so I like to put a little post-it on here to kind of hold things in place. I figure I went to a certain amount of effort to get that baby colored. I want it to come out right, so hold on. Also, we gotta text my husband really quick. to ask him to start dinner. I hope that's making you giggle. Can you please start dinner? Question mark. The lasagna is in the freezer and put it at 375. Okay, there we go. You're sorry about that. But sometimes you just need to. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Costco lasagnas. That's what we're having for dinner tonight because Mama's bringing home the bacon. Okay, there you go. All right, so now I think this is going to be kind of fun on here. Okay, so let's put our card together. Now I'm going to take some of the other pieces in this stamp set. So we also have this really nice sentiment, and we also have a little background image. So we're going to use both of these. Now on the sentiment, I'm going to stamp this on the label. This is from the set of dies. It's in there, and I'm going to stamp it in Mary Merlot ink. But the sentiment is kind of a big sentiment, meaning it has more than I want on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cover the bottom part. But let's see. I did the top. I wanted the bottom part covered. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, so it says a reminder here. A reminder to never forget how much you mean to me, and so many others. We're going to omit the so many others so that it'll fit on this post or on this little label here. But then what we can do is add that to the inside of our card afterwards. Okay, so I inked that up, removing the Post-it. I can't promise you how bad it looks, but I can promise you it looks bad if you don't remove the Post-it. It's a very important step. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that on here like that. Oh yeah, that's the stuff, baby. Okay, so we've got that piece done. And then we're also going to stamp a little bit of the background. For that, I'm going to use some crumb cake ink and this little texture-y image that comes in our stamp set. And I'm going to bring in my paper because I want to get rid of some of that color. I'm stamping it off, and you can see I'm not even re-inking, so I can get, and I'm going to stamp that off twice, so I get lighter shades. And this is just to kind of create a little bit of a background. Okay, so there we go. Now let's put all these pieces together. So first off, I've got this piece, and now that I've got it positioned on there, I think I'm going to stamp a few more of these so that they show a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That looks better. Maybe one more. This is killing me. Right there. Okay. Then what I want to do is I've got a strip of my DSP. Hi. How are you?
Tired.
Okay. Well, you're home. That's good. All right. So I'm adhering this, but I put the adhesive just kind of at the bottom edge of my DSP so that I can tuck this in a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to put this kind of over the top. All right. But we also want to add some things to this. So first things first, we're going to just trim these a little bit, and we'll tuck that in kind of in the back, and then we'll add our gold in the back as well. Okay, so that looks pretty good now that we've got all that in there. And we're gonna go ahead and adhere some things. I like to set it up and make sure I like how it looks before I fully commit to anything, you know. Okay, now to adhere my detailed die cut pieces, I like doing my adhesive trick. Ooh, but I'm not sure what happened to my glue sponge. This happens sometimes, and it kind of makes me giggle because it's probably stuck to something. I know I saw it right before I went live, but I'm going to use a sponge dauber because this is actually going to be really cute. Okay, so I'm just going to take a sponge dauber and dab my excess here because I've never used this one. It hasn't kind of built up the seal of adhesive. Okay, there we go. And we'll stick this in here like so. And then we'll do the same thing to this one. And I don't need it to be stuck at the bottom, just kind of on the top. And it's okay if it sticks out a little bit on the side here. Okay, and now this one, now what I'm gonna do with this is take some dimensionals and put them underneath where we colored the flowers. And I can even use a little edge piece right here for this piece. And then I'm going to adhere the bottom edge with adhesive because we're just gonna tuck that in like so. Okay, and now I'll take the backing off and position these right over the top. So pretty. Now, just like how our, our Wink of Stella looked so nice on our butterfly, we're going to put some on here as well. Because, I mean, we just should. Just on the flowers. And then I'm even going to put some on this die cut piece. Because why not? Okay, so there we go. A little shimmer. All right, now I want to adhere this to my card. Oh, just looking for my adhesive. What is the name of the set I'm using? It is called Nature's Harvest Bundle. It's in the the January or July to December holiday catalog, mini catalog. And then next month's kit is going to be with the gorgeous leaves, but any leaf set will work for it. Okay, and then we're going to put this on here like so. And then we're going to put this right over the top to kind of finish everything off. Of course, we'll pop that up. Like so. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So that looks pretty good. And then if you want, you can add some bling to this. So I'm going to pull out some champagne rhinestones because I think that will look really nice with this kind of fall color palette. So let me grab my take your pick tool. And we'll just sprinkle a few of these on here. Put a bigger one down there. And a couple littler ones up here. I was like putting odd numbers in. So there you go. So pretty. Oh. Yeah, I really like this set, like a lot. Like a lot. A lot. So awesome. And then it also pairs nicely with the set from our annual catalog, which is called Quiet Meadow. So those two sets will go really nicely together. Okay, so there you go. All right. Our cards are taking me a little longer than I thought they would today, but that's okay because it's good things come, right? All right. Our next card is a really fun card, and it's kind of simple. It is going to feature one of the bundles I'm using during game night, which is the Pretty Pumpkins. And this is a really fun set for fall, of course. It's not so much Halloween-y, but more like Thanksgiving-y. Of course, you could use it for either, depending on what you do. But I wanted to use this one for this card. Now, full disclosure, this is a card I did not come up with. It's actually one that one of my downline made. I'm in, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, where do I come up with my ideas? And first off, I do have plenty of original ideas, but I often borrow ideas from other people and kind of create my own. I showed that with the butterfly card I did first. But this is a card I'm just pretty much straight casing. I am changing it slightly, but I really liked this card. So this one was done by my downline, Melinda. And we are, I have a group for my team that they can be a part of called a virtual swap. It's just for my team members. And it is where we create a card and write up a tutorial for it each month. And then we can share everybody else's. So like I make a tutorial. This one is done by my friend, Melinda. She's on my team. She's my friend as well as my team member, and Kelly and Barb and all the people in this group. So they make their cards, and then we all share these ideas so that we can each have our own projects for whatever we need to use them for. So I really like that. I love working smarter, not harder. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is take and die cut this pumpkin out. So I stamped it in black. And one of the things I've noticed is there are white pumpkins. Have you guys seen that? They've been around for a few years, and I really like them. So I'm going to quick run this through my machine. I also like aqua colored pumpkins. There's a lot of different kinds, even like pink and purple. So you see all kinds of different colors these days. I really like that. So there's my pumpkin that I die cut. Now I'm going to combine that with this beautiful DSP. This is from the Pattern Party Pack. Party pattern. I literally am too tongue twisted to even say. So anyway, I cut a piece of this. Pattern Party, right? Okay. Pattern Party. It's the DSP that's a host choice in the annual catalog. And then I'm going to put it on a layer of this black DSP. Now, I have to tell you, this is really important. This black glitter paper is so pretty, I couldn't just cover the whole piece up. So I die cut some other stuff out of here so that when I cover this, I'm still using some of that paper because it's so pretty. So I die cut these pieces and, we'll pop out all the little pieces so I can use this on something later. So there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is adhere this, and we're going to put, oh, I knew this was going to be an issue. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus on here. Ooh, that's not going, is it? Okay, so I'm just going to have to put it on a cardstock. I'm going a little crazy on the adhesive just because it doesn't want to stick very well. Now my other little trick is, so there's big gaping holes, so this doesn't stick to anything. I'm going to put it on a clean craft mat. I have two of these. You can see I used one already for my glue, but we're going to do the other one here. Okay, so that looks good. And now it comes off because there's adhesive going through there. So, oh, so awesome. Okay, now one other thing, I did just put adhesive over all of this, but I also need it to not stick because I want to pop up this whole layer. So I'm going to take a scrap of white. This should cover most everything. Yeah. I'm just going to put that on top just so that I can pop this layer up and it will still it won't stick in places I don't want it to stick to. It is the worst, isn't it? Whenever Whitney walks in, I usually say the funniest things. I think it makes her love me even more. Okay, so, oh, now I've got all my adhesive ready, but I really got to just get my card ready. So I've got a thick white card base. Okay, and then we're going to pop this on here like so. There we go. So awesome. All right, next up. Okay, sorry. Next up, we're going to add our pumpkin. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm on the struggle bus here. Okay. Ooh, maybe. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Now I've got a rectangle that I've die cut out of my scalloped rectangle. Well, actually, what are these called? Scalloped contour dies. And we're just going to put that on here like that. And then we're going to pop this up. Now, one thing I will say is I did stamp this in black Memento ink, but I have a feeling I'm going to regret that decision slightly. I have a feeling it's going to look a lot better if I use StazOn black. StazOn is our permanent black ink, and it smells really good. Let's see the difference. Yeah, this stamps a little better. Do you guys see this difference? So if you will hold on one moment, I'm going to die cut that, and I like it better with the StazOn. It's just a little bit more opaque black. And then the other thing is that the leaves on here are not solid. Like at first I thought, oh, I didn't do a very good job stamping it, but there are little dots in there. So yeah. Okay. So let me run this through my machine real quick, and then we'll finish this card. It'll be worth the wait. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's put this together. So we're going to take and adhere this pumpkin on our card. And I lost my leaf. The one thing I need to die cut out of that piece of black glitter paper is my leaf, and it's the one thing I can't find. Darn it. Well, shoo, it was here. Okay, so I die cut the leaf out of my black glitter paper, and we're gonna just add this. And I think I might even kind of cut a slit in it. I want to be careful so I don't cut this too much. Let's see, now I really got to think this through. Because I don't want to cut through, I don't want to cut it off, you know what I mean? So there we go. I cut a little additional slit so it would kind of fit on here a little better. Okay, so we'll add that. And then part of our stamp set has a really nice sentiment, which is, there's a few different things. If friends were pumpkins, I'd pick you. I love that because that's really sweet. Also, so thankful for you. So I think we're going to use that one, which I have mounted already. Okay. And we're going to clean it off really quick because it's dirty. All right. So I'm going to put my pumpkin on here like this. And I want to put this on my card at a little bit of an angle. So I want to make sure my sentiment is going to come on here straight. Okay. And we'll use Stays On for that again. There we go. So hopefully I did this right. Yes. All right, so let's pop this one up. I don't want minis.
Sorry, I couldn't see. I'm gonna make sure it's the same color.
Okay. There we go. Get that on there straight. Gonna add my leaf. Let's see, I'm gonna put the glue dot kind of on the front side so it sticks to the front. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to adhere this to our card. Oops. And I'm going to come back to my seal. Like so. Okay, then just a couple more little touches. One, I'm going to add some black baker's twine. This is from our Essentials Baker's Twine. Pack. And we'll just tack that in like so. So cute. And then finally, we'll add a few regular rhinestones. And I just love the look of this card. It's just so fun. Now you could, of course, do the pumpkin in different colors. So maybe an aqua pumpkin or a purple pumpkin or whatever you want with this. But I just think it's so much fun. And this would most certainly brighten someone's day. And I think it's kind of fun as an adult, like an adult Halloween card or a good Thanksgiving card. So yeah. And yes, it's super striking with the black and white. Okay, we've got one more card, and this one goes is another request, and it is a Christmas card. And I've kind of had this idea floating around in my head for a while, and I hope that it comes out the way I want it to. We'll see. But I've been wanting to use the Candy Canes background stamp. So I love this set. Or yeah, it's a background stamp, so I guess technically it's a stamp. But I really like it. And I want to use this. Now, these big stamps, I like to use my Stamparatus for. So let me just put away the magnets on here because I don't need that extra mat. And we're going to do a fun color combo for this one. I hope you guys are going to like it. So whenever I stamp with a background stamp, I like to put it on my Stamparatus. And I like to put it kind of in the corner, like so. And then I've got a layer of cardstock that is real red. I just want to make sure that's going to cover it, and yes, it will. Okay, so I'm going to ink up my stamp in some real red ink. And I can't use my magnets to hold this in place because it's going to cover the whole piece. So that's okay. And like I said, we're going to use real red. Somebody asked, what is the block that I used for the pumpkin? A D block. Okay. And I'm going to throw a stamp set case under here because this kind of helps with the inking. You could also use Versamark for this. Now, when I stamp this down, I want to make sure that I've got my stamp kind of where I want it, and it looks good. The other thing is, if you are worried on a big stamp like this, if you're worried about the position of it, you know, so like if you needed to stamp it again, what you could do is put a Post-it note to line up that edge. Oops, did I move this? I did. Okay, that edge, and I'm going to put another one on this edge, and then that way if I need to put my cardstock in the exact same spot, I can. Okay, so I'm just going to keep inking my stamp up really good. Okay, so now let's stamp this down. I also got, one of my viewers sent me this. It is a hockey, I call it a puck. It's a air hockey handle, and it just helps slide across this Stamparatus really nice and easy. So I get a good impression. Okay, so that looks pretty good. There's a little bit of stuff not covered here, but we're gonna probably cover that up. So I think I'm gonna go with this. Alrighty. Next up, I'm gonna fold my card base, which is Magenta Madness. And this just makes me happy to be using Real Red and Magenta Madness together on a card. I think it's gonna be awesome. So I hope you like it too. It's kind of fun, bright, happy, a little traditional and a little not traditional colors for Christmas. So there we go. Okay, so there we go. And like I said, that little spot that wasn't stamped, that's okay, because we're going to probably cover this up. Now we've got a couple of options for this one. One is to stamp just a sentiment on here to keep it real slick and sweet. So what I've got is the stamp set Holly Jolly Wishes. And I've got We Wish You a Merry Christmas, which I think is really fun. So I'm going to stamp this kind of like I did before, where I'm going to ink it up. Actually, where did that Post-it go? Oh, I don't know. Oh, here it is. I'm going to ink this up with two colors. So I'm going to color this, or cover this up, and do the top in Real Red. Ooh, and actually, you know what? We're going to do this on my Stamparatus. Well, actually, we'll make this work. Okay, removing of the Post-it. Again, I just can't stress that part enough. Okay. So, we wish you a... And then what we're going to do is clean this off. You could do this on your Stamparatus. I didn't want to take the time to set it up because I'm already way over my time for today. And then I'm going to cover up We Wish You a and ink it with my Magenta Madness. And again, remove the Post-it. So important. Close the ink pad, also important. Okay, and now we're just going to try and line this up. Now, if it's not exactly, that's going to be okay, because the top word is not stamped, but the bottom word is. So as long as it's pretty close, we're good to go. All right, so I'm going to adhere this to my layer. Now, these are the Tasteful Labels dies that I'm using for this. And I'm going to add a little bit of ribbon. Oh, I've got this. This is our white organdy glittered ribbon. And I'm just going to add a little zigzag to this on here. And then we'll pop it up on our card. So I'll put a little bit of adhesive to kind of stick that ribbon down with. And then we'll pop this up right over the top. And then we'll embellish a little. Because, I mean, it's got to have something fun on it, right? Also, if you're watching, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would rock my world. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to use some rhinestones. I've got, these are from the holiday rhinestones. I've kind of got just a few left, and you should see the mess I have created here. It's quite bad. Okay, so we're just going to add a few of these rhinestones on here, like so, to add a little jazz to this. So this is really fun. Now you could, of course, do a different sentiment. You could do an image. So the other option for this, by the way, would be to stamp the one of the snowmen from the Be Jolly set and put that in place of the sentiment. And for that, I would, I would use something else like a panel on here. But anyway, so I might, after we're done here, I might make that last one up, but I kind of got to go. I know you guys like stamping with me, but my family is hungry and they get a little hangry. It's not pretty. Okay, so let me show you the cards that we made today. So I'll post that on my blog so that you can see what the other option would be with that Holly Jolly stamp set, or Be Jolly stamp set. I just think it looks so cute. So yeah. All right, so we've got this card. Of course, we've got our black and white pumpkin, which is so fun. We've got this beautiful Nature's Harvest card. And then we started off with a little stamp blending and Stamp and Blends and blending brushing, ink blending card. So very fun. Now, let me tell you about what I have coming up. And if you were here at the beginning, you might have heard me say that I think I need a new printer because all of my stuff is coming out really yellow. But I'm going to show it to you anyway. So first of all, our October Sunshine and Creativity box is going to feature the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. Again, if you don't have this, you can either add it to your registration or you can substitute a different leaf set that you might have. But it's a really great box full of awesome stuff. And there's a link in the description of this video. So this is open while I've got space. So, and the space has gone pretty quick in the past. So just FYI. Second of all, I've got 2 new classes this month. I've got the Season's Blessings to Go kit. This is going to be a great class with all occasion cards. There's a little bit of fall, a little bit of spring, and a little bit of Christmas in this one. So I really think this is going to be a great versatile stamp set. I love this basket. There's a stamp and a die basket in here, so really fun. I'm very excited about this one, by the way. Also, the Peaceful Deer online class is the class that I'm doing with my friends Callie and Barb, and we have some amazing projects planned. I'm actually super giddy about these. They feature the Noble Deer bundle, which is the stamp set and punch. So that's another great one. Again, all links to all of this stuff are in the description of this video. I also sent out an email last week. And then, of course, last but not least, game night is tomorrow night. Mystery stamping is going to start tonight in my Stampin' with the Creativity Cave, or I'm sorry, Stampin' Game Night Workshop Facebook group. That's where the clues will be posted. And yes, I'm good timing. I was just about to say we've got to do a drawing. So our drawing is so awesome. We had a card challenge. It was a fun fold. I was looking for my actual sample of my fun fold card and I don't know what happened to it, but this was the fun fold that I shared 2 weeks ago during my live. And then you could post your creation with this. And by the way, if you haven't, make sure you check them all out because there were a lot of really awesome cards shared for that challenge over on my Stamping with the Creativity Cave page. So I've got my little box here. And I've got my tickets. So we're going to get all of the people in here entered. I had quite a few people participate, so good job. So Deb Glab, Jean Maxwell, these are not all the names, but I just thought I'd start naming them. Debbie Pott, Anne Margaret Pond, Anna Gherkin, Rosie Miners, Karen Troop, Mindy Karcher, Paula Wolf, Jill Twig, Kimberly McCollum, Brenda Orth, Gloria Pierre Rayford, Sherry Pyer, Ann English, Ruth Vorel, Barbara Shoemaker, Heather Sides, Susan she told me how to say it too, and now I can't remember. And I almost dropped some of my tickets. Oh, Susan, how did you say your name? I can't remember. Okay, let's see. Then we've got Mary Draper, Kathy Lusk, Kim Zeke, Darla Bouchel, Doreen Sanders, Susan Wormley, Hildy Velchez, Margaret Burkett, Wendy Nielsen, Carrie Champagne, Carol Busby, Becky Willer, Barb Patch, Tina Swanson, Tina Riddle, Kathy Wenzel, Dodie Pyer, I think that's how you say that. I'm not 100% sure, Dodie. Sally Emmons, Debbie Lindauer, Kathy Wood, Cheryl Moen, Ann English, I think I already had her name, by the way, Diane Baldwin, Melissa Day, Kim Bolter, and Linda Donaldson. Okay, so we've got all of those names in my bucket here, and the winner is, by the way, going to get the Evergreen Elegance bundle. It's a great bundle, by the way. Okay, and the winner is, I've got a ticket. Who is it? Paula Wolf. Congratulations, Miss Paula. You are the winner. So well done for you, my friend. Thank you so much for participating, and to all of those who are participating. Thank you so much. We'll do another challenge again here in a couple weeks, I think. So it's been kind of fun. Anyway, guys, thank you again so much for stamping with me today. If you could give me a thumbs up, that would rock. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. And of course, if you would like to participate in game night or any of the classes, I would appreciate your business. That sure helps. And last but not least, if there's anything that you need to order, please shop my online store. I have a gift that I send out with purchase, which is an amazing all-star tutorial PDF for the You're a Peach bundle. It is a really awesome tutorial, lots of great projects. You're going to love them. You can get in on this for free when you spend $50 in my online store, or you can order this for $15. There's a link in the description for that as well. Of course, your business is greatly appreciated. It helps me bring more awesome free tutorials just like this one to you each week. So thank you guys so much. Oh, Ursula says she didn't see the answer to your question. I did not see your question, Ursula. Let's take a look. Becky, do you need to sign up each month? No, you are subscribed, so you're good. If you're already signed up, do you need to sign up? Nope, you don't. It's a subscription, so you're good. Yep. Okay. Brenda, I'm pretty sure I called your name. So yeah, I was ripping off a few of the names before I started actually saying them all out loud. So sorry about that. Okay. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.